Khalu indeed. Aham the I. Hello, Aham the I is Brahma Sutram. I is the Brahma Sutram. Call it I am. Call it I is. Call it I are. These things makes no difference because am is a verb of being. Are is a verb of being. Am also is a verb of being. And between one verb of being and another verb of being there is no difference. समझने वालों के लिए कोई फर्क नहीं समझने वाले के फर्क ही फर्क है. हाँ जी. And therefore, whether you become silent or I become silent or somebody else becomes silent, silence is silence. Therefore, the self that is self-evident is Brahma Suchakam. It itself points to its actual nature. Khalu aham Brahma Sutram. And here this author very beautifully says, Suchanat Sutram. Sutram here doesn't mean a string. Sutram doesn't mean a string. Like Mangala Sutram. Sutra means a string. Yajñopavitam Sutram. That's a string. But here, that is why this author says, may you not take it to mean Sutram, the string. Therefore the author defines Suchanat Sutram. जो सूचित करता है इसलिए इसका नाम सूत्र है. इवन ब्रह्म सूत्रास आर कॉल्ड सूत्रास बिकॉज वो ब्रह्म को सूचित करते हैं. ब्रह्म को सूचित करते हैं. And therefore Brahma Sutram Suchanat Sutram. Brahma Sutram Ahameva. Only the self is Brahma Sutram. Only the subject itself points to its being Brahman. Brahma Sutram Ahameva Vidwan. Ahameva Vidwan. And the one who knows everything is Brahman alone. It is the subject who knows, not the senses, not the mind, nor it. Knowledge belongs to the truth. Knowledge is the truth. To begin with, it belongs to the truth and ultimately it is the jnanam. Truth owns jnanam, then we say truth is jnanam. Wave owns water, then we say wave is water. And there is no step after the verb of being. Because after the verb of being, beyond the being, what is there? You can't say action, because the being is behind the thinking, and behind the being there cannot be any thinking, because that is the ultimate sakashta sa paragati. That is the kashta, that is paragati. You can't go beyond silence. You can't go beyond peace. You can't go beyond your existence. You can go beyond your notions about yourself, not beyond your existence. Some people say you have to transcend yourself, then you are peaceful. Not actually transcend yourself. What they mean is transcend your thinking. That must be made clear. Otherwise it means nothing. Transcend yourself means, just don't think about yourself, think of something paroksham, that is what. Ultimately everybody says, don't think about yourself, think about the beyond. And therefore then you may become the thinker and the beyond becomes the thought. That becomes a diversion for all your day-to-day problems. Then you remain individual. Say it's not that we have to transcend our existence, that is not possible. Transcend correct your ideas about yourself. That's a different thing. Therefore, these statements like the senses know, the mind knows, the intellect knows, the matter knows, the memory knows is all wrong. The one who knows is the ahameva, the subject alone. The knowledge all belongs to the subject, ahameva vidwan. And therefore, to understand this great truth about oneself, what should one do? Decondition yourself of all the karma kanda. Because the whole life we keep conditioning ourselves. We replace one conditioning by another conditioning. Like today I am a Hindu, tomorrow I become a Christian. One conditioning is, one label is replaced by another label. इसमें कोई फर्क है नहीं. Therefore, Trivrit Sutram. Trivrit Sutram, this threefold string. Yajnapavetam is a threefold string. To begin with, it is a threefold string, and afterwards, after marriage, you go on adding. And with the children, you add. And by the time you are 60, it becomes good enough to hang oneself. Strong enough. Yes. And therefore, Trivrit Sutram Tyajet. He says, yes, renounce it. Respectfully renounce it. There is a ritual to renounce, like there is a ritual to put on Yajnapavetam. There is a ritual to renounce it also. Visarjana. There is a Visarjana karma. You see, that Nirmalya karma. Trivrit Sutram Tyajet Vidwan, a thinking man, let the subject renounce the Yajnapavetam. The one who has to renounce the conditions is the truth itself. Vidwan ko wahi Vidwan hai. The very truth is the Vidwan, and that Vidwan has to renounce all these conditionings. Tyajet Vidwan, ya evam Veda, the one who understands. So, the one who understands. Understands what? Understands that Atma is the Brahma Sutra. Our existence points to our being Brahma. Therefore, I have to look at myself. A karmakandi, because he has a lot of information, he is also called Vidwan in the karmakanda circles. But he doesn't know that Atma is a Brahma Sutra. He thinks Atma is it's Deha, Vilakshana, it is other than Deha, and it has a Dehantara Prapti, Lokantara Prapti. It's a small thing, and that has to keep going, enjoying this creation. It has to but go in the creation forever. Then when will it have mukti? Don't do vihita karma, don't do pratishiddha karma. Do nitya karma, go through prarabdham. By the end of the life, you accumulate neither punya nor papa, and you get liberated. What about the previous karma? उसके बारे में ना सोचना अच्छा है? How? ना सोचने से थोड़ी हो जाती है. Therefore, the karma kanda, our karma kanda is good, ठीक है जी. Our mimamsa is useless. Our mimamsaka school is different from our karma kanda. Karma kanda is good, ji. Karma kanda, Vedic karma kanda is good. You perform a ritual, you get the result. If you want the result, the boss. It doesn't. No ritual promises moksha. Every ritual promises a material pleasure. No ritual promises freedom from self-ignorance. Because self-knowledge is not the topic of karma kanda. Therefore, karma kanda is not to blame. It's perfect. But there are people who create a school about karma kanda. You perform the ritual, you will get moksha, you don't require Vedanta. That is a school. That doesn't belong to karma kanda. Are you able to follow us? See the problem. But sometimes instead of renouncing the Mimamsaka school, we run down the karma kanda, which is a wrong thing. We can't run down the karma kanda because karma kanda never says, poor thing, you perform this ritual, you will get moksha. It never misleads a human being. It always says, if you want this ritual, you perform it. Swarga kamo yajeta, putra kamo yajeta, vitta kamo yajeta. It doesn't say you get this, you will get it. It never tells a lie. इसको परफॉर्म करो, कुछ तो मिलेगा, पुण्य तो मिलेगा, उस पुण्य से आपको कुछ फल मिलेगा. So it is with its functioning within the law of karma. ठीक है ना? Whereas Mimamsaka says you don't have to know, but Karmakanda also says all the results that you can get from the rituals are limited. Karmakanda itself says. जैसे कर्मकांड छोड़ के वेदांत में आएंगे, the same Veda talks. Veda criticizes, Veda runs down the results of all karmakanda. Therefore, Vidvanya Veda, therefore, the one who renounces Yajñopavetam is not an ordinary person. It's only for Brahma Jnanam he can renounce. Because if you have Yajñopavetam, then you have to keep doing some Nitya Karma, kuch na kuch karna padta hai. Yajñopavetam has got certain pavitrata, and you have to maintain its sanctity. And in order to maintain its sanctity, you have to busy yourself the whole day. In which case, you cannot think of the truth. Because thinking about the truth is not sacred or it has sanctity. It's a necessary. Sanctity is an emotion. Sacredness is an emotion. Whereas that I want to be happy, is it sacred? It is choiceless. ये सारी बहुत जरूरी है. Whereas human beings always think in terms of sacred. This place is sacred. That place is sacred. ये सब होता है समाज में. That is why you must understand the society what it is. And then you must understand what is the way to the truth. Vidvanaya evam sanya. How does he renounce it? Sanyastam maya. Yajñopavetam I have renounced. That means the entire karma kanda I have renounced. With the renunciation of Yajñopavetam I have renounced the entire karma kanda, sadhya sadhana bhava. I have renounced not only the Vaidika karma kanda, I have renounced all the Laukika karma kanda. Karma kanda is only one. Whether it is Laukika karma or Vaidika karma, karma is karma. Karma is a sadhanam for phalam. It functions only in the law of causation. How does one say? Sanyastam maya. Sanyastam maya, sanyastam maya. And this has been, God, you are the truth, you are the Sakshi, I have renounced this, I have renounced this, I have renounced this. And then afterwards, you have to simply live your life with the topic of Brahman in your mind. You don't busy yourself with the karma kanda, you busy yourself with vichara. Sanyastam maya, sanyastam maya, sanyastam maya iti trih kritva. Three times. And when you say sanyastam maya, sanyastam maya, sanyastam maya, you look around to all the creatures, you are all the witness. Space, air, fire, water, earth, you are all the witness to what I am doing. Then what should he do? Abhayam sarva bhutebhya. And promise to all the living beings not to harm them. Why? Because with the renunciation of karma, you renounce insults. When a person is interested in material results, then definitely it implies insult. If I want money, I have to hurt so many people. I have to hurt. Even if you don't want to hurt, you will hurt. Why? The path of materialism involves like walking, even if you don't want to hurt the mean creatures, ants, etc. But you will hurt because you are walking. ये तो होता है. Even if you tie a cloth around on your mouth, like some of the Jains do, but हो जाता है, this bacteria is nothing. What about your feet? That is why, the only way to be non-violent is be careful not to hurt. Don't deliberate to hurt, and also positively deliberate to see that you don't hurt. And the mere survival, if it implies a little injury, you say, hey Bhagavan, you repeat a mantra and say sorry, and then go into the topic. Go into the topic. Therefore, sannyasa life is not just the whole day you are only thinking about not to hurt it, not to hurt it. Ye nahi hai. You are all the time, all the time being very careful not to hurt, not to hurt, not to hurt, not to hurt, not to hurt. That's not the topic. Ahimsa is not the topic. I say, be occupied with the truth, ahimsa will be there. Your interest in the truth doesn't allow to be hurtful. Gives you no scope to be hurtful. Gives you no need, gives you no occasion to hurt. Gives you no room, gives you no presence to you, no need. And therefore, even though it is a mandate, it is only to tell after sannyasa, what happens is, ahimsa is a part of withdrawal from the sadhya sadhana bhava. Very big terminology I am using, try to follow. When I follow the sadhya sadhana bhava, when I perform the karma and wait for the results, and every jiva is doing karma for the same results, wahaprato push and pull will be there in sato hoga. Within the karma kanda there is papa, punya, please. Minus karma there is neither punya nor papa. There is neither punya nor papa minus the karma kanda. Therefore, trikritva avayam sarvabhutebhyaha. Why? Mattaha sarvam pravartate. Because mattaha, from me, sarvam, everything, pravartate, stems. We all have a common source. All jivas have a common source. Everything stems from the subject. And everybody is the same subject. From one point of view, we are all equally jivas. And we are all the same truth. We are, as jivas, we are equally limited. As the subject, we are the same. Is prakar. Think about oneself. I don't have to hurt anybody. Where is the need? Where there is competition, there is hinsa. You see? बात नहीं मानेंगे तो उनको भेज दो. हाँ, खाते हैं ना, उनको भेज दो. कहाँ भेजेंगे? भेज देना, ऊपर भेज देना. I don't think this world can ever be non-violent without unless the Vedanta becomes a pervasive thinking. not otherwise. Unless truth becomes the pervasive topic. Like science is pervasive, if truth becomes the pervasive topic, I don't think there can ever be non-violence. It is full of violence. Violence means, and within that violence, if they try to just live. Anyway, ji, abhayam sarvabhutebhyah mattam sarvam pravartate sakhama gopaya. Hey Bhagavan, you are the only well-wisher to me. Me, Gopaya, protect me. Now the question is, when I am non-violent, others may be violent. I should be non-violent, but somebody else may be violent. So how should I protect myself? Look upon God Himself as your protector. God protect me. This is the Vedic thinking. Then when it becomes too impractical, then we make interpretation. Thoda his kar lo, that is interpretation. You understand, Thoda his kar lo, that is interpretation. But what is Vedic thinking? Just pray to God, don't hurt. If somebody tries to hurt, just भगवान को प्रार्थना करो, कुछ ना कुछ हो जाएगा. But वो काम नहीं होता है. Then we are all modern swamis. We make a modern interpretation. What is it? Hey, don't do like that. You try to hiss. Hiss करने से, it's not a violence. Yes, hiss and don't strike. Veda itself interprets. Bhagavan Krishna interpreted. Yes. To save the truth, if you tell a lie, it is more valuable than the truth. Why not? Only a person, a student of truth can understand this. The one who knows the truth understands this. Try to handle a man. Therefore, but Veda says, Sakha ma gopaya, hey Sakha, God, you are my friend. Hey Sakha, mujhe raksha karo. Ojaha, you are the strength. You have the capacity to influence my situation and help me. Don't think really that your prayer doesn't work. Your prayer influences others' thinking, I am telling you. Your prayer can influence, because our prayers can influence Bhagavan Vishnu's thinking. What to talk of these jokers? See, we pray so much, and Bhagavan Vishnu, we bring him down onto the earth as Ramakrishna. See, if our prayer can really influence Bhagavan Vishnu's thinking, and then he decides to come onto the earth, what would happen to these jokers? Say, hey Bhagavan, unki sadbuddhi do, the best prayer, sadbuddhi do. Hey Bhagavan, unko sadbuddhi do. Who knows, he starts thinking differently. दूसरा कोई रास्ता नहीं. Sakhama Gopaya. And Bhagavan has the ojas because he is the truth of all minds anyway. My prayer can bring me the result. You can visualize, hey Bhagavan, you are there in that person whose thinking is so bad. Influence his mind to behave better. Say that. Think of the form of the person and say to Bhagavan, you are there. Unfortunately, you are there even in this joka. I wish you were not there so that he would not have been there. See all this, This is all called spiritual literature. How he is. Hey Bhagavan, you are there in this form and just please see to it that he has sadbuddhi. I think next day, in 2-3 days, he will. And what we require is a little change. You get a relief anyway. What do you want? You don't want his total transformation. We are here for a few days. और थोड़ा बहुत relief मिल गया तो ठीक है. Because you cannot get any solution from anybody. The solution lies in understanding the truth. बाकी सब थोड़ा relief राहत मिल जाती है. If prayer can give you a little relief, good enough. Therefore, Sakhama Gopaya Ojaha Sakhasi, and you are indeed my friend. You are my Sakha. Sakha means the one who is ever the one who is choiceless well-wisher is the truth. That's why Bhagavan is a Suhrit. A friend is one who helps you in return for your help. Is it not? Otherwise, no, you can't have your friend. Suppose he never calls on you, he never calls you, and then you only calls you when he wants help. Then slowly you forget him. Somebody telephones you only when that person wants your help. And the rest of the time, he doesn't even inquire, how are you, वगैरह. थोड़ा बहुत, there are certain etiquettes of friendship. There are certain etiquettes of friendship, yes. And therefore, whereas Bhagavan is, he doesn't require your help. You only just ask him for help. Bas. Prayer is nothing but asking for help. Supposing you telephone him after 5 years or 10 years, he doesn't say, kya baat hai? You only telephone me when you need me, he doesn't say, koi baat nahi. Because the real friend of a wave is what? Truth is the real friend. Ye sab samajhne se, our whole attitude in life changes. We bank more on the truth and truthful living and the search for the understanding the truth, rather than banking on so many. There is a banking, we do depend upon one another, but fundamentally, the truth. Fundamentally, the truth. Fundamentally, Parameshwara. There is no other way. Therefore, here, Sakha Gopaya Ojaha Sakhasi Yo Indrasya Vajraha. You are indeed Indrasya Vajrosi. You are indeed, you are the one, you are the law of karma. Indra's Vajra symbolizes governance. Governance of the whole Srishti. Indra's Vajra symbolizes what? Governance. And governance means law? Karma, the law. You are Indra's Vajra, and therefore please help me when I am non-violent and still I want to live for knowing the truth. And if people attack me, I should be rescued, I should be protected. Only you are the only help, Hey Bhagavan. That is how a sannyasi is. Hey Bhagavan, you are the only help, and there is no other help. Why? Because I can't retaliate. But you can hiss. Not every sannyasi accepts this interpretation. Understand what I am saying? Not every sannyasi accepts this interpretation. You must hiss unless you have burnt lot of fingers. Therefore, Sakama Gopaya Oja Sakha Yo Indrasya Vajrosi Iti Anena Mantrena. With this prayer in your mind, renounce. God, I want to be non-violent. God, from today I will hurt none. Why I am renouncing Yajñopavita? How can renouncing Yajñopavita can make you non-violent? Because I am renouncing the Sadhya Sadhana Bhava. When I am renouncing the karma and phala, then I am renouncing the realm of competition. When I am renouncing the realm of competition, then I am renouncing the realm of non-violence. If there is one object, if there are two people who are looking for the same object, violence to hoga. The earth has limited resources and everybody wants the same resources, there will be violence to hoga. For one seat in a constituency, there are 10 candidates. Violence to hoga, read no. How can you say election should be peaceful? That is all, it is not possible. To the extent possible. To the extent possible, try to do so. Not that you can guarantee Shanti, aisa kuch nahi. It only means don't become animals. Don't behave like animals. Just try to keep it as peaceful as possible. Bas itna hi hai. Otherwise, wherever there is competition, there will be push and pull, elbowing and killing and this and that. Renouncing Yajñopavita means renouncing competition. Taking sannyasa. Renouncing Yajñopavita means renouncing karmakanda. I am giving you the sequence. Renouncing Yajñopavita implies what? Renouncing karmakanda. Renouncing karmakanda means renouncing competition. Renouncing competition means renouncing violence. Why you are renouncing? Because I am interested in the truth. Can the truth really, your understanding, can your studying, your living your life just to study the truth and understand the truth, can it sustain you outside the realm of competition? Even just an iota of it is good enough to keep you outside the competition. You don't require the whole dedication, even a little. There is a genuine dedication to understand. Is good enough to sustain you outside the realm of ठीक है अपना रोटी कमा लिया बस. If others are growing rich, let them. You don't feel jealous of others. Therefore, the study of the truth really supports you very peacefully. I think so. And therefore, hey Bhagavan, when I am living a life like this, and then I have to live on bhiksha, because once you take sannyasa, you can't really work and earn. Supposing you work and earn, there is a scope for violence. And supposing you have to work and earn, then also, if you are extra careful, you can be a sannyasi. Yes, then they say, I am doing. If somebody is promoted, I am bypassed, so it be. Superseded, I am superseded by my junior, who cares? Then there is a lot, that the very study of the truth keeps you non-violent even in the realm of competition, I am telling you. You may be a working person, but you will be a peaceful person. You may be an IAS officer, but you will be a peaceful person. You don't have to be a sannyasi. It is not the renunciation of Yajñopavitam that is the main reason for non-violence. It is taking up the truth. It is taking up the truth for one's study. That makes you non-violent. Yes. Very difficult to convey this distinction. Very difficult. One is symbolic, the other is factual. Studying the truth factually keeps you non-violent. Whereas Yajñopavetam, etc., yes, when I don't do karma, I don't become violent, etc. But how is it, what is it that gives me the strength to renounce karma kanda ji? It is only the studying of the truth. समझ गया ना? Mantrena iti anena mantrena kritva. Then what should you do? Urdhvam Vaishnavam. Vainavam, not Vaishnavam. Venu. Venu means, a bamboo stick is called a Venu. Venu Gopal. Venu is a bamboo stick. It means a flute, ji. That bamboo pipe. Bhagavan Krishna used to, he was very fond of flute. He used to make all the girls in the village cry. Because this Pahadi music, this Pahadi raga makes all this. Especially you leave your mother's place and go to your mother-in-law's place. And wahan par to you keep missing your village. As a child, this is all the children, all your childhood friends and all those places where you played and all that thing. And all that you remember, you become nostalgic. And then at that time you hear a flute, you start crying. Yes, that is India. That is why you should keep away from these flutes. Because if you start hearing the flute, then you start crying. Crying means you start remembering all. And therefore, anyway, Venu means only a flute. Vainavam means, bamboo ka. The dita of Venu is Vainavam. Made of bamboo. Vainavam dandam stick. The bamboo stick. Kaupinam and the Kaupinam. Don't go into the society without a Nanga. Don't go Nanga. Don't become a Digambar. Yes, Digambar. That's not right. There is no need, ji. Why? Trust yourself. All these things can be interpreted, ji. I think if you are interested in the truth, let everything else manage itself, adjust itself. Adaptation, let it be brought about by your very dedication to the truth. You don't have to use your subjective adaptation. You don't have to subjectively adapt yourself. Let the truth bring about that adaptation. Let your study of the truth bring about that adaptation. You don't have to go into the society with the Kaupinam alone. Kaupina is a symbolic of a sannyasa. Kaupinam. Kaupinam parigrahet, be accepted. You can take the danda and you can take the Kaupinam. And then after taking the danda, if you want to become a Paramahamsa sannyasi, renounce the danda. Right then. Because if you have the danda, then you have to keep doing puja for it. And that is another headache, Then you can't keep it down. You have to keep it always up. Then it becomes conditioning. And I don't think really we want all these symbols to keep us conditioned. We should not depend upon any symbols after maturity, to depend upon symbols to keep us on some good track. We should be able to keep ourselves on the right track. Our reasoning should keep us on the right track. The truth, my dedication to the truth should keep me on the right track. My reasoning should keep me on the right track. My sanity should keep me on the right track. Not just because I am a... Then I tell you, If I can be dishonest to myself, I can be dishonest to a danda also. Why not? If I can be dishonest to my reasoning, I can be dishonest to danda. It's a dead thing. However fanatical you may be, your fanaticism you exercise as long as it suits you. But if it doesn't suit you, leave it. There are so many problems, please understand, there are so many things to be understood in life. And therefore, a thinking person, just as soon as he accepts danda from his teacher, the one who initiates him into sannyasa, at that very moment you renounce danda, so that you have, then you become a Paramahamsa. You don't have to then nistutihi, nirnamaskaraha, niswadhakara evacha, chala jala niketascha yatir yadrichiko bhavet. That is the mantra. Nistutihi. Don't live a life of salutations and worships and praise of devatas. Nistutihi, nirnamaskaraha. You don't have to be all the time doing namaskar. You can do namaskara to your neighbor when you meet him. That is not a namaskara. Devata namaskara. That happens, you are thinking about yourself. Then you will be thinking more about devata than yourself. You can't be studying your existence. To study one's existence, I have to, oh my God, I have to grow out of the whole creation. Otherwise, my man to pata hi nahi hai. I can't study my existence. In order to study my existence, I have to grow out of whole creation. Otherwise, even if you have Ishtadevata and the whole day you are crying and thinking about Ishtadevata. Ishtadevata, theek hai ji, it has its place and all that, but understand, have it along with the limitation of it. Then it is not a problem. You should be able to switch off and switch on Ishtadevata. Then have it. Switch off and switch on. Yes. Like these tube lights, Switch off and switch on. Supposing you think of it as everything, then you can't switch it off. Like you require food. If they thought about your food going to the switch off and switch on. Every material pursuit can be switched on and switch off and come back to it. That's possible only when you see that everything is limited, everything is a means to my survival, nothing is the answer. Only I am the answer. Therefore, the other things, the material things, can be switched on and switched off. A grihastha student of truth should be able to switch on and switch off. A thinking sannyasi can switch it off forever. Understand? He doesn't have to. He can only live on bhiksha anyway. See, supposing, the public doesn't support a Swami, then he also has to work, is it not? If there is no public support, this tradition of sannyasa will be gone. Yeah, the tradition of sannyasa will be gone. And therefore, Gaubenam Parigrahet Aushadhavat, like medicine. Aushadhavat Ashanam Acharet, let one eat food. Ashanam means food, Acharet. May you eat food as if it is just a medicine to cure the disease of hunger. You see? Chut is a disease. Chut Badha. It is a Chut Badha. Chut Vyadhi. It is a Chut Vyadhi. Chut Vyadhi means the disease of hunger. Bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. And one should only take food as if to cure the disease of hunger. And the most ancient chronic disease is hunger. You understand? All other diseases are sadhi, whereas hunger is anadi. Anadi chronic disease. And for anadi chronic disease, I don't think there is any medicine. Therefore, for Kshuddhyadi, Ayurvedic medicine is better. Ayurvedic medicine means what? Eat only the right food. Please don't trust too much your palate. If you can control the palate, you can control your health. This is what I feel very seriously about it. You must control your palate. Lal mirchi khana, masala khana, too much oil khana. थोड़ी देर के लिए ऐसा होती है. Satisfaction doesn't come from the taste. Satisfaction comes when your stomach is full. Bas. The hunger is appeased anyway. Try to make food palatable without all these irritants. And when the food is too tasty, then we try to overeat. And for that you should do prayaschitta karma going around. What is morning walk? Prayaschitta karma. Otherwise, why should you go? Prayaschitta karma. The only prayaschitta karma for overeating is long walk. No other prayaschitta karma can neutralize that. Aushadavat ashanam acharet. Therefore, a sannyasi, if he is really wandering, and if he has got a command law, and if he has to take food from others and then live, can he really give too much of credence to taste? Can he afford to look for natu swadvannam yachayet? Swadvanam, not swadvanam. Don't look for tasty food. Because who is going? Whatever is given is prasadam. Food in our country is always called prasad. Prasad leke jana. Prasad leke jana means bhojan leke jana. Prasadam. Even in a grihastha ashrama, if you look at lunch or dinner as prasadam, is much better. They use that word prasadam at home. Bachcho, chalo prasad le lo, is much better. Chalo prasad ka samay ho gaya. Prasad is a very good word. Prasad. Prasadastu prasannata. Use the language of our Vedic culture. Use the language. Prasad hai. Therefore here Aushadavat Ashanamacharet, Aushadavat Ashanamacharet, twice it is repeated. Indeed, don't go after tasty food because that will affect your health. Don't go from restaurant to taste different kinds of food. उससे गड़बड़ हो जाता है. Why? Because in this life, even if you eat in every restaurant, at the end of it, you still look for a new restaurant. There is no satisfaction. No desire can ever be satisfied. That's why Bhagavan says, Mahashano Mahabhapma Vichena Mihave. So a little self-control says the right food. Eat well, spend money on food, but they are right food, which will not create any problems to the stomach. And yoga, etc. And also, these parivrhajikas, they're all the time wandering. So they can't put on weight. And jahan sharir chhut gaya. This is the old system. Nowadays it's different. We should look at the original and the interpretation. Difference. The original is you take sannyasa and then used to be. But that is possible only when there is Vedanta in his mind, not otherwise. In those days they never used to give sannyasa unless you have gone through Shastra properly. Nowadays sannyasa is for prachara. Now sannyasa has become a part of missionary work. हमारे पास कुछ संन्यास आ जाए, हमारा नाम बढ़ जाए, हमारा संस्था का नाम बढ़े, वगैरह वगैरह. Therefore, there is not only interpretation, there are certain distortions also. Problems तो हो जाते हैं. But supposing you become a sannyasi and become a missionary, then you are more thinking about prachara than reality. Teaching is different from being occupied with the topic of spreading Hinduism. Is it not? I think so. I must make everybody in this world, convert everybody into Hindus, make everybody. Yes, I'm not general. Teach those who are interested in the truth. You don't have to protect Hinduism or any ism. Every right thought will protect itself. Every wrong thought will die in time. Every right thought will protect itself. It's a question of time. It may go into unmanifest state, one day it is going to become manifest. That is the whole thing. The whole creation, all jivas ultimately have to look at the truth. Yes. Therefore, aushadavat ashanam acharet. Just another 1 minute. Brahmacharyam and also self-control, brahmacharya. Don't think of too much of flesh, human flesh. Swami Vivekananda used to say, don't think of women too much. For men he says, don't think of human flesh. It is too attractive. Human flesh attracts you. Company attracts you. These are all, then it will create a problem. Too big a problem for too small a pleasure. Yes. Too big a problem. Brahmacharyam, that is one meaning, but another meaning is have a general self-control. Be soaked in the path to the truth. Brahmacharya means what? To be in Vedic literature. The other is to have discipline. The other is to revel in studying the truth. Brahmani charati. Iti brahmachari tasya bhavaha brahmacharya. Three things. To be with the literature of the truth, to be disciplined, and the third, to be studying the subject. And studying the subject keeps you with the literature of the truth. And when it keeps you with the literature of the truth, you will have a natural discipline also. Your dedication to understanding the truth gives you a natural capacity for discipline. I don't think you have to work hard. It is only in the darkness, remaining in the dark about where the truth is, if I have to remain disciplined. Are you able to follow? If I am not a Veda, then if I have to have discipline, इतना आसान नहीं है. एक दिन के लिए ठीक है, 2 दिन के लिए ठीक है. उसके बाद करेंगे क्या? And one person says, "Not take some sattvic food." स्वामी जी आप खाते हैं सात्विक फूड ले लो. इतनी पैसा हम लोग कमाए, करेंगे क्या? आप कहते हैं कि मूंग दाल खा लो, हम लोग तो कभी जिंदगी में मूंग दाल देखा ही नहीं है। अब मूंग दाल शुरू करो। कम से कम पहले कहते तो हम इतना पैसा कमाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ता था। पूरा पैसा कमाने के बाद आप आते कहते हैं कि सात्विक फूड लेना, थोड़ा बहुत आनंद लेना चाहिए, शराब मत पियो, तो फिर किस पर पैसा खर्च करें? ये प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है। Yes, you see, to go astray we can find so many bahanas. Number one, life is so short, I must have my go. I must have a go at things. Number one. When there is so much of money, what to do with it? Number two, youth is so short-lived. Why let it go so without any eventfulness? I must have an eventful youthfulness, not a silent youthfulness. Silent old age is ठीक है. Silent old age ठीक है. What is this silent, sober, uneventful youthfulness? Almost dead youthfulness. क्या करना? We invent bahanas to get distracted. Therefore, brahmacharya means that. Then we will continue. These are all nice. It is nice to think about all this literature about the sannyasa. Don't feel, Swamiji, when are we going back to the topic? This is all topic, Ji. I mean, for me, this is all topic. This is great. These lines are very great, very beautiful. One should spend time with them. They do wonders. They go in and do wonders. They create maturity, exposure to the sublime spiritual thoughts. Have their influence. Why not? Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, Ji. Thank you, Ji. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.